everybody, it's me, Dr. Melkonian, and today I want to spend some time talking about perfectionism. So the thing with perfectionism is that a lot of the time we tell ourselves that it's a good thing and that it drives us and that it motivates us, and in some cases it might, but for the most part, perfectionism is actually something that is inhibiting your growth as opposed to accelerating it. And I'm going to explain to you why that is. So let's start with the fact that for the most part, perfectionism is really a mindset where you feel like you need to do things perfectly in order to minimize judgment. So it's not really self-driven. It's not about I want to do something because I want to improve, but it's more based on I want to do something well so that others think of me well. So it's more correlated with the outside judgment as opposed to internal judgment. And that's an issue in and of itself because, as you can imagine, when you attribute your own value and success to others' approval or recognition of what you've done, you're giving up control. You're letting them decide whether you've done well or whether you were average or whether you failed. And the thing is, it's all based on perception, and perception is not accurate. You might have done a great job. You might have, really blown it out of the water, but you're not always going to have people recognizing it and giving you kudos for it. And then if you're a perfectionist who really thrives on approval from others, then suddenly your self-esteem and your self-worth take a hit. And that's not right, because you deserve to acknowledge your successes. You need to focus more on using your own judgment and your own criteria to assess your success, as opposed to the criteria that the outside world sets for you. Because that's ever changing, and you might agree with it, you might not. And you can't let them and the perception of others drive what you feel is right or wrong for you. Okay? So that's one part of it. The other is that it helps for us to minimize our perfectionism if we want happiness. Because no studies have found that perfectionism and happiness are correlated. So if you want success, yes, perfectionism might drive you, but as we all know, success doesn't equal happiness. There are a lot of very successful people who have issues constantly, through whether it be depression or anxiety or OCD or whatever it may be, addiction issues. So we know that it doesn't give us happiness. So that's something you need to ask yourself. Is this perception of perfectionism and the world thinking I'm perfect more important to me than my happiness and what I think of myself? Or even asking yourself, do I even know what I think of myself? Is my perception of myself clear, or am I just believing what the world tells me? We can go deeper and deeper into this. There's so many levels to it, and it connects to so many other issues. But the main thing I want to highlight is that perfectionism, for the most part, is going to do more harm than good. It's more important for you to drive yourself forward with whether to meet your goals or whatever it may be, based on your own values and your own judgment of what is success and what is not, as opposed to trying to do everything perfect based on what the outside world thinks and trying to earn approval, because you're never going to find happiness that way. Okay? Anything that is up to perception is ever changing, and it's not controlled. So stop focusing on the outside. Focus on your own inner growth and on what your own goals for yourself are and what you can do to improve yourself for you, not for what others think of you. next week, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about what we can do to minimize perfectionism and to help ourselves continue to grow and achieve goals and meet our, goals for ourselves, but in a healthy manner that helps us thrive as opposed to all the negative thoughts we tell ourselves in our heads. Okay? Till then, enjoy your week, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. Bye.